watch on upside down, so let's get started to the day. September 26th, 2021. Our third day here. A little change in plans. I think we told you yesterday, or maybe we didn't, but we discussed that we were going to go all the way to Chris's Hill. And we're changing the game plan there just because we don't know how good of an early season spot that is. We've always had really good luck there late season, but not early season. So we're going back to where we were the first day, just hanging a little more east because we've been walking in and out of that area to the west side of that. So we're hoping it push some deer over to the east. And I saw one decent buck there. We just never had got the spotting scope on it to see how nice it actually was. So we got our cinnamon sugar pop tart. What's the brand? The flavor, right?
Yep.
Cinnamon sugar pop tarts for breakfast again. Got about a 15-minute drive in there, and we're doing well on time. So we should get the full effect of the morning movement. So, like I said, we're officially in our glassing spot, and it is 2 minutes until legal shooting time. So we kind of took a wrong turn on the way in here. That was my fault. I wasn't watching the Onyx, and delayed us about 5 minutes or so. So my fault for being just a tish late, but not too bad. It's the earliest we've been set up so far, so we're just gonna let it get light and hopefully see something. We're actually on the exact knob where I glassed up that one that we were gonna go after, then he disappeared on us. So a lot of good area we can see here, and yeah, like I said, we're just hoping for a big buck. It'd be fun to finally glass up a monster. Something we've lacked this trip, that's for sure. A little bit of wind right here, but not much. Pretty dead calm, so they should be out feeding. I think I said it before, but it's about 45 degrees right now, so it's supposed to get up to 85 today, so they should be moving now. See if we have any luck. So the ones that are 10 yards apart are, so then right of those two that you see them. Well, it's 8:30 on day 3 here on September 26th. Yep, September 26th, 2021 here in the Badlands, North Dakota. And we're running out of time. We're not seeing much. We've seen a couple does, but it's heating up. That sun's rising and it's heating up, but geez, we just haven't been able to find a big one. I just separated from Ben. He's on this point right over my shoulder here. That's where we were glassing all morning, and I came over here just to glass around this point because this general area is where Jalen and I got really close to a nice buck 2 years ago around the same time of year, and nice mature buck, but we haven't seen anything like that, Ben and I. It's just, I don't know, we got close to that one yesterday, which was awesome. Such a fun stock, and when we got closer, it was definitely smaller than I thought, but just it being such a cool and fun stock, I was going to shoot it, but got to 6 yards. That was the highlight of the trip. But I think the plan now is we'll probably glass for 20 more minutes till 9 o'clock. Alright, I was bucks were walking directly away from me. I can't tell how big they are yet, but just a glimmer of hope right now. 2 of them, I could tell they went up okay. I mean, come on. Well, I guess Nick got a little buck fever on these, apparently. I could have sworn, I knew one was small. That's the top one. I could have sworn the one that was following it up the hill was like one that we could think about. And I came over the hill, they were walking away. I dropped down, got him in the binoculars for like a second. And I could see it, so then I called Ben. I said, hey, bring the spine scope over here, we got some bucks. I come back up, they're bedding in the shade, can't really tell how big they are with binoculars. So then, we get them in the spotting scope, and it turns out they're like, tiny. So,
Take 1 and take 2.
yeah, exactly. So, I'm still trying to convince myself that there's another one out here, but once we establish that there's not another one here, we're kicking these suckers up and seeing if a third one gets up from anywhere. But 9:30 now, and you can feel the heat coming on, so the deer aren't moving anymore. Probably. But yeah. Dang it. Got excited for nothing.
Which one's the nicer one?
The one on the left. See him?
Yeah.
Let me take a look at him again. Hey, Timmy.
Yeah, so we decided to try to bust these deer because I was not convinced that, and we looked at every bush, but so we tried to bust these deer because I was like, there's got to be a bigger one with them, because I could have sworn the one I saw was bigger than that little guy we thought was the biggest of the 2. And anyway, there was a bigger one with him. We just couldn't find him because he was tucked down in this little draw or behind the backside of a bush. But it wasn't a monster, but he was for sure decent. But they were not in a very stockable spot the way it was, so we would have had to get a lot of luck, and would have had to go slow, not much wind, and it's hot. It would have been a good time to get mad at yourself.
Oh, walk back over the spotting scope, see if we can get him in the spotting scope.
Alright, go ahead.
I kind of want to take a look at him.
Yeah, just stay low. I'm going to stay here and make sure I can keep tabs on them.
So Ben kept an eye on them throughout that interview, and now they are kind of at a spot where if they bedded down right there, it'd be really stockable. So we're just kind of keeping an eye on them. They didn't run far. Makes sense during this heat, so I'm gonna just keep an eye on them, and I don't know, we'll see what happens, I guess. I'm guessing they won't stay there. I'm guessing they're gonna move off, but we'll see. They're in the shade there. Well, they both bedded down, so we'll see if the one looks like a shooter or not for sure now. I'm not sure how much Nick has updated you here, but I think what we didn't think was going to happen was them bedding down, and they actually bedded down right where I had watched them run out to. We're trying to get a good glassing point to see if this thing's really worth it. It's got to be 85 out here, and I think we could make a stock work pretty easily, but the mirage is getting pretty bad trying to look in the spotting scope, so we haven't gotten a good look. But Nick's right down over here trying to get a good look, and we'll see if it's big enough. We'll probably drop down in kind of off over to our side here and work our way around. It's a good wind, so might be a warm walk, but could happen if this thing's really worth it. So I'll update you here once I get down to Nick to see what he's thinking. Well, Nick, what are we thinking? Are we gonna go after this thing? Are we gonna sweat a little bit more?
No kidding. I don't know, I'm kind of getting a look at him. Back forks are freaking terrible. Front forks are decent. I mean, we're talking a big old 130-inch deer here.
Yeah, but it's not a dink.
No, it's not a dink, but I don't know if it's worth it. Is it? I mean, he's intriguing, but it's one of those deals where it's kind of, I just have an itchy trigger finger and I want to feel a tag. And I gotta realize that I probably will have 1 or 2 trips back here trying to get one. And Cal, he looks to the side. He looked to the side real quick and he looks like good. And he looks right at you and you're like, no, it's not even close.
Well, see, that's almost the thing that, like, I think that's what I saw when I've gotten, just to kind of update the camera, I've gotten a little glimpse at him. And every time I've tried looking at him in the spotting scope, the mirage has been horrendous.
Oh, the mirage
going across here. So I can't quite tell how big he is, so I'm going off of what Nick says, which at the end of the day, I don't think my opinion really matters too much anyways, if we're going to go after it or not. So, but I'll take a look here and see what I think too. And then,
like I said, it's literally the opposite of the buck we got at 6 yards. 'Cause the buck we got at 6 yards from the side, he didn't look that good. Straight on, he looks really nice. And this one, it's like the side, he looks good, and then he looks right at you, and you're like, nope, no, not even close. Then the other intriguing part is they're in a really stockable position that would be pretty easy to get to. And it'd be pretty fast.
I told the camera right up here, I said, the impossible kind of may have happened where we never thought in a million years that's where they would bed down, and they're bedded down right there.
I saw the first one bed, I was like, no way. I don't know, I'm definitely leaning no, but I wanted him to look to the side again. He just looked back at that buck for literally half a second, and I was like, ooh, and then he turned his head and looked back at us. So I'm guessing it's a no. Well, Ben's finishing up, strapping up the four-wheeler. We just packed camp up. It is 11:45. It's not bad at all. But that's it for us here in North Dakota here in the early season, September 26th. But as you can tell, we didn't go after that buck at the end. But we just decided he was a little too small, and it was warm. I don't know what it is now, but it's got to be up around 80, 85 probably. So good trip. We had some good moments, had some moments that kind of knocked us down, but we were happy the cows didn't move in last night, and they waited till today in to where we were camping after they moved pastures on us yesterday. We saw them driving them over, but we were hoping they were moving them to a different pasture, but they weren't. But highlight of the trip was definitely getting 6 yards on that buck, but couldn't get it done, and hopefully it's a blessing in disguise, and later trip I'll be able to get maybe a bigger one. We didn't see that wow buck this trip, and we usually see one of those when we're out here, but he's out there somewhere. We just gotta find him. But until next time. We got cows everywhere. Oh my goodness. They're all over our campsite.
Oh my god! I didn't
Oh
see
my
these ones.
goodness. Oh my